One Team, One Podcast presents the best old fashioned in Baton Rouge bracket. In this matchup, we have number 1 seed, Soji, taking on number 4 seed, Doe's Eat Place.
Matt with One Team, One Podcast. We are here at Doe's Eat Place on Government Street. George Krause, right? George just gave us a tutorial on old fashions. I am here with Adam Emirato with Aether Insurance. How you doing, Adam?
Doing fantastic. Excited to get started on these old fashions.
All right, so go check out Aether Insurance. You guys are at on Acadian, right?
Yep. Acadian Thruway. Also at etherins.com. That's AETHERINS.com.
We're both sales guys, if you didn't know this. But, yeah, so you guys can do any quote there's imaginable, correct? Like
right.
Life.
And health,
property,
and casualty.
Auto.
Whiskey bars.
We're going to need something after this, I'm sure. All right, so we have 2 old fashions here. We have George has made the original old fashioned. And I know there's a lot of people that are like big on Doe's. Like people are just telling me that I've seeded Doe's way too low. They're a 4 seed. They're going up against the 1 seed Soji. So after this we're heading right across Government Street and we're going to Soji. So this is the original old fashioned, and it's like the original cocktail.
And it's original because of what, Matt?
It's original because of the lack of garnish. It's using a lemon. He's using a lemon because he likes the lemon, but it's also they added garnish over time, and this is the new old fashioned, basically. So basically, we have 2 of them that we're going to review. We'll take that, and we'll just kind of remember these tastes, and then we'll go across the street and do the other ones. All right, so you taste yours first. I'll taste this one, and then we'll switch it. We're both COVID negative, by the way.
Starting with the original. Okay.
This one's solid.
A bit of expression of that twist in there.
The lemon,
Yep.
You catching it in your nose before you sip and all that too?
And on the tongue. It's nice.
All right, so we're swapping. You spitting this?
Only a little.
Yeah. Do y'all want to talk any smack to Soji, by the way? Yeah, I which one do you like?
Solid. Okay,
Which
so
one do you like better?
to me, this is
That's
almost
the one you
expressed
remember?
as a bit sweeter, and it is more typical of what I would expect. The OG one right there, it was almost smoother to me, as if it isn't an old-fashioned, though technically it is the most old-fashioned.
I'm agreeing with you. So this one is sweeter, the new old fashioned. The old fashioned, that lemon cuts it, and it's more aromatic and kind of like breathes a little bit more.
Yeah.
They're both good.
So I'm going to tell you, though, if it were me having to order one, I would definitely order the oldest old-fashioned.
You would order this one, yeah.
It's just calling my name right now. I'm actually going to go ahead and take that one back.
Okay. All right. See how it goes. So, things that I would say that make this one over the top for me, and this is only personal preference, is ice. Like a good ice ball or a good solid piece of ice that doesn't water down the cocktail. I think this glass is fine. Glassware to me, I have a hashtag that says #Glassware Matters. I feel like it's an important part of a cocktail. I was at Overpass earlier today, and the glass was just fantastic. But this is still a heavy, good.
I can agree about the ice, though. It's also about the experience of actually getting it in your mouth,
We're about to drink these so fast, it doesn't matter if the water gets to it or not.
Yeah. Which is the mark of a good old-fashioned anyway. So
I like this one. Perfect. All right, this is a sleeper 4 seed. Going against Soji. It's been a while since I've been to Soji and had that cocktail. Have you had that one recently?
I'm going to be entering into it fresh. I haven't had it at all, ever.
Okay.
I'm a Soji.
Jeremy Bates probably going to be watching this, and he's going to be like so mad if I.
Your boat can't be bought, though.
I can be bought. I can be bought. All right, so we're going to wrap up this cocktail. Adam's going to join me. We're going to go across the street, and we'll go check out Soji next. Chase is probably ready to go. They're going to go out guns a-blazing. They're a 1 seed. They know they're a 1 seed, so
They got a lot to prove.
they do. This one's fantastic. So Rivers, Kevin, you guys have been shouting out Doze. I appreciate it. I put them on the list. It's fantastic. I shouldn't have doubted you guys. So we'll be right back across the street at Soji. All right, we are back. One Team, One Podcast and the Durante Jones Bourbon Club. I was talking to Adam earlier, and I forgot to even mention that. We're going to do this all as a part of the Durante Jones Bourbon Club in honor of Durante Jones. We'll have him on a Old Fashioned review soon. Adam, what did you think about Doze? We have 2 Old Fashions here in front of us. Give me your impression of the Doze Old Fashions first before we get into these.
All right, so it was a great experience over there where I got a great explanation about how to create one, on and on. It was good tasting. I had a variety of them. It was interesting being also presented with the old one too, and you know, it started off, I loved it, but then after contemplating it a bit, I'm like, it's great, but it's not really an old fashioned, you know, and so I'm kind of more keen on the classic old fashioned that you had.
Okay.
You know?
So yeah, and which was they had the orange in it and had the cherry. That's kind of what we're all used to.
Yeah.
I love like orange around the glass to where you kind of taste it every sip, that kind of thing. So what we have now, we're at Soji, the number 1 seed, who they're up against. We have the classic old fashioned that they've made for us first, and since Doze got to make 2 for us, they're going to make 2 for us as well. But we're starting with the classic.
And I want to start off with presentation on it too. You had commented about ice cubes, and look, without even being prompted, we have some beautiful large ice cubes, and you know that it just goes a long way.
It does. You know, I'm big about a heavy glass, but the fact that this is a smaller glass with like a little like contour to it, it feels good in your hand. Like you feel like sophisticated. I feel like $1 million.
I can't agree with you here. It kind of confuses me. I'm like, so, like, do I shoot it or do I sip it? Because it's
Do you have big hands? What is?
I mean, I don't
Hold
want
on.
to like toot
Hold
my
on.
horn or anything.
Hold on. Put it up here. Oh my God! Giant hands on Adam.
These are Trump glasses.
Yeah, I have tiny hands apparently. All right, so we're gonna try this one, and then we're going to get to the. Is it gonna be the Okinawan Old Fashioned? So we'll do the Okinawan Old Fashioned next. All right, let's try this one. I mean,
I don't have anything bad to say about it. Let me see. It tastes craft. It's a craft cocktail. That's how I would describe it.
I agree with that, and I because of the ice, I'm able to enjoy the actual mixing of the cocktail more, I think, because I'm not having to deal with like the water of the ice, things like that.
Yeah.
Once he put the ice in there, that ice started to melt immediately at Doze. Just a quality cocktail.
Yeah, quality. It isn't really too sweet either, which I'm kind of curious. It probably has to do with like the placement of the cherries, you know, as opposed to being squashed in there, like at the bottom of the grass.
Well, let's ask him. All right.
Yeah.
Did you have is there a reason for the placement of the cherries? Is it that?
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to muddle any cherries in my own fashion.
No muddled cherries, obviously.
Yeah,
But do you lightly place them, or do you like put them at the bottom?
On top, and they're not like maraschino cherries. They're like sour cherries, so they're brandy cherries. They're not going to be like overly sweet or anything like that.
Okay.
Those are awesome, super expensive cherries.
Very well balanced.
Very well balanced. Yes, I think I'm probably gonna like the Okinawan Old Fashioned better because I remember it. But
Then
we're gonna.
there'd be confirmation bias involved in that.
It's my fucking game, Adam. This is my show.
You call it how you want it.
I do whatever I want on this.
Aether Insurance, powering and protecting your world.
Ether Insurance.
Shameless plug.
All right, so we're gonna take a break. We're gonna get to the Okinawan Old Fashions next. I do have a little bit of bias too because I'm a big Karate Kid fan, so that goes into it as well. You're welcome.
Cobra Kai or
Both. I love Cobra Kai. I love all the callbacks for Cobra Kai, all that stuff. So I think they're winning my heart over right now anyway, just by calling it the Okinawan Old Fashioned. All right, we'll be right back with that one, and we'll see you then. Here we go. We have the Okinawan Old Fashioned in front of us now. Say a slightly different color? A little darker, maybe?
it is, and I think that has to do with the cardamom bitters he put in there. Is what he was explaining to me.
Paying attention. Hey, Aether Insurance is all about the details, guys. So
We're savants when it comes to whiskey.
check these guys out. All right. I've been to your open house. You are savants when it comes to whiskey. All right. All right. Here we go. Here we go.
Get anything good on the nose?
I mean, I get the orange, which I love.
Of course, because orange is sitting on top of it. All right, let's go.
All right. Oh.
I feel like I'm in a Japanese tea house right now.
All right. All right. All right.
No,
This is why it's my number one seed.
it's really good. It truly is really, really good.
You know,
A bit floral almost.
yeah,
On its
aromatic
nose?
for
Yeah.
sure. And you know, one of the things that I was thinking about when I was putting the bracket together was which old fashions were memorable to me when I've had them before. This is one, and honestly, people were telling me about Doe's, and I've been to Doe's plenty of times, and that was never memorable enough to put it on the bracket. And I put it on there, obviously, but man, this is just.
It's great, but you know, the question becomes is it still an old fashioned though, or is it becoming its
Own cocktail.
its own cocktail? Because then it isn't apples to apples anymore.
No, that's not the way I play my game, unfortunately. I mean,
How'd you call it? I don't know.
where's he at? Where's he at? I mean, I think this is an old fashioned still. I think the only difference is it's a slightly different bitter and a slightly different whiskey, obviously.
No, also it kind of compares to the OG old fashioned one too.
Yeah.
It's so I guess it's a truer one than the traditional old fashions that we're ordering everywhere.
You know, I'm starting to taste. I'm like 4 sips in. I'm starting to taste the smoke of the Japanese whiskey. Do you taste that?
Hold on, I'll tell you.
Calm down now. Easy now. Easy now.
That was a big taste. I'm tasting a lot, my friend.
It's like a scotch. It turns into a scotch as it goes down. It's if bourbon and scotch had a baby. That's Japanese whiskey, right? Yes, my bartender said, "Yeah, man, I'm right on." Do you still consider this an old fashioned?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
What?
It's just a spiced old fashioned, you know. I mean,
Spiced old fashioned.
Your main ingredients are going to be whiskey, bitters, and sugar of some degree.
Not bourbon though.
You get bourbon traditionally, traditional classic old fashioned bourbon.
So-
Japanese whiskey, so that is a little different, and then the spiced syrup.
So
So it does tweak it a little bit.
it still classifies, but
Classic old fashioned.
it's a riff on a classic old fashioned. I like that, but
Still very much.
it's categorically an old fashioned.
Yeah. This. I mean, I'm sorry. Doe's. This takes you down.
It's very memorable, as you said. I like that.
It's memorable.
If you haven't experienced it yet, I would even call it an experience. You got to come here and try one, the Okinawan Old Fashioned.
Okinawan Old Fashioned. Come to Soji on Government Street. Come see Brian. Brian will hook you up. Tell him that One Team One podcast brought you, because that'll make sure that I get more free drinks in the future. I think that'll probably help things along for me. That is, but yeah, my wife will get Mai Tais, whatever it is. We'll do a Mai Tai bracket challenge soon for the ladies. That is actually, a ladies bracket challenge. We just figured it out.
That's a great idea.
Okay, so
You know what? I feel like that's unfair. I feel like we have the unfair advantage because that's the clientele we've been appealing to for 3 years now.
In the bathroom here, you definitely appealed.
yes. We'll do some crop tops for it. Whatever we need to do. Huh?
You're wearing a crop top?
No. Well, probably under here, but we're gonna make a crop top for it. One Team One Podcast crop top. This has got to take it to the next round, the Elite Eight. We're
probably great time with this one. I mean, truly, I'm probably going to actually get at least 2 more after this one. This is going to be a long night, Matt. Appreciate you guys tuning in. But
will we be facing off against the winner? I haven't gone to either of these 2 places yet, but it's going to be the 2 seed Churchill's versus the 3 seed Watermark Hotel. So
Churchill's doesn't garnish their old fashions with a burnt out cigar in the glass, and I'm disappointed.
okay. And I am going to take it into consideration that I can smoke a cigar there at the same time, so that's part of my judging.
Is it a pro or is it a con?
It's a pro.
It's a pro.
Oh, I'm a cigar guy.
Yeah. Well.
Heavy cigar guy here. I'm going to smoke a cigar on the way home. I have little short ones that I can go smoke on the way home.
Perfect. Pro for you.
All right. I appreciate Adam with Aether Insurance over here. Check out Aether Insurance. What's the website again, Adam?
It's AETHERINS.com, EtherINS.com for Aether Insurance. We can quote home, life, auto, health, and anything else you can imagine. Aether Insurance powers and protects your world.
We went to Doe's earlier. We're walking by. The guy pulled out all of his business cards because he was going to get my business card. Aether was on the top of the list already. He had already given his business card out to the guy. Just all over the place. Me and Adam are in the same. I think we get each other. So I appreciate you guys for checking us out. We congratulate once again Soji going on to the next round. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon.
Cheers.